Hey, welcome back to Total Package Pilates and Wellness. I'm Mel. Thanks for working out with me today. We're going to be on the reformer and we are going to be using our small Pilates ball. This should be a relatively quick workout and very effective. So let's go ahead and get started. Already slamming the carriage, lots of excitement. We're going to start with a low foot bar and I'm going to start on one red spring and we're going to jump right into it. So let's start by lying down. Headrest is down, and I'm gonna actually drape my legs over my foot bar and just bring the ball into my hands. I'm gonna put about 20% pressure there, and I wanna feel like my ribs are starting to really mimic what my hands are doing with the ball in terms of knitting them in towards your midline. I'm gonna draw my abs down and up towards my heart. On an exhale, start to slowly peel yourself up off of the mat into a tall seated position, rolling up, and then we're just going to tuck our pelvis and start to roll down. So we're just warming up the spine here, but trying to move slow with control. You can really press your calves down into that foot bar to help provide a little leverage. Or if this does not feel accessible to you today, you can simply walk your hands up your thighs. That works great too. We are going to add a couple layers to this, but you can always come back to this first layer as your home base. We're going to roll down. All right, I want you to hover your right leg up. So it's at this 45-degree angle. We're going to try to keep it hovered. We're going to roll up like a single leg teaser. Sit tall at the top, pass the ball under that leg, and roll down. We'll just do 4 on each side. Exhale, roll up, articulating through that spine, and obviously starting to warm up those low abs and obliques. Holding that leg extended. If it's too much to hold the leg hovering, you could keep that leg extended and just on the foot bar and then lift it at the top to pass the ball, or skip that completely. Again, this is your workout. I'm just here with suggestions. I'm going to switch legs. So left leg is hovering. It's at this 45-degree angle. I lift up, I pass, I roll and articulate slowly down. So inhale, prepare, exhale. Draw your navel in and up. Pass and roll down. Just 2 more like this. Good. And down. We'll do 1 more. And then we're going to really start to get into the good work. And roll all the way down. Good. Set those legs down. Now, again, we're on this single red spring. That's one heavy spring on my balanced body reformer. I'm going to place the ball right under my sacrum. And we're going to grab our right strap long loop. If you only have one type of loop, use that one. And we're going to place it onto the arch of our right foot. Now, in terms of the placement of the ball, you should feel like it is kind of right under that flat portion of your pelvis, your sacrum. And I don't want you to feel like you're overarching your back, and you shouldn't feel like you're over tucking. It should feel relatively easy to maintain a neutral spine, but I do want you to think your abs are going down into that reformer, essentially, with this ball under your sacrum. We're just going to start by switching our tabletop legs, extending them out. They can move in space as you find your balance here. We're just kind of warming up. Now, if you want an added challenge, you can bring your forearms up off the mat, leaving your elbows lightly connected. But you certainly do not have to do that. You can leave those forearms down. Better to balance and focus here Think about that connection though as you're moving that leg, especially since we just have the one strap. You should feel a little more work in that right oblique to stabilize you. Good, now leave that leg out to 45. We're gonna raise it up toward the ceiling, slice it straight down. We'll go up toward the ceiling, slice it straight down. We're gonna raise it one more time to the ceiling, extend your left leg out straight. Now try scissors switching those legs. Move slow with control here. I'm going to give you the option to add on. Again, it's always just a suggestion. Do what feels right in your body. We're going to try to helicopter our legs out and around. So the next time your right leg with the strap is down, you can always grab for this opposite shoulder block if that feels better for you. We're going to slowly, carefully helicopter our legs, opening through our hips. Exhale. Good. Now this should feel kind of nice through your hips, giving you a little bit more stretch, but also challenging your balance. Perfect. We're going to switch the direction. Now this is more difficult for sure because of the strap leg going down and around. So make it small. Exhale, squeeze it down. We'll just do 3 more. I love doing this helicopter variation on the Cadillac, and I think this is a great option for reformer. Good. Now let your left foot find the foot bar. You can give a quick little stretch of that right leg. We're just going to switch, do it on the other side, and then we'll roll up and get into some abdominal work. The theme of class today really is all about balance, challenging our stability, and creating a really strong base of support through your core, through all of our stabilizing tendons, ligaments, muscles, so that you can build more athleticism and power as you progress in other areas. So we'll start with those scissor switches now. Straight legs switching through space. It's just a different way to warm up than our traditional footwork. Good. So now we're going to try to take them out, up, and around. We'll just do 3 more this direction, and then we'll reverse. And again, you can always grab for the opposite shoulder block. So I'd grab my right shoulder block to help me stabilize against the weight of the strap on my left leg. All right, pause here. Exhale, pull it down around. Switch. Exhale, down around. Really good, you guys. I don't always do single leg and strap, but when I do, the small ball is under my sacrum. Just kidding. Okay, so let's give that left hamstring a stretch. Right foot is there. We're going to carefully remove that. So we should feel like our legs and our core is a little bit warm here. We're about to get it pretty spicy, pretty hot. So we're going to transfer the small ball right behind our mid-back broad line area, one of my favorite ways to work my core. My feet are just going to start right on my toes, and I have a high heel lift. So lift those heels up. I really just want you to think about that toe connection. You can start reaching your arms long and forward, and my feet are just about a fist distance apart, right in line with my sits bones. And we'll just start with a simple bend and press. I'm still on this single red spring, one heavy spring, and I'm focused on tucking my pelvis, drawing my abs in toward that ball, and keeping my chest open and as light as possible. No tension in the neck or the jaw. We're going to transfer our hands behind our head, find a little lift of our sternum, bend and come in. We're going to press away. Exhale, curl up just a few inches, lifting again. from that sternum, not because I'm pulling my neck. And if at any point this feels like too much, simply reach your hands long and forward. The additional counterweight essentially helps you lift and maintain this work in your abs and not in the neck. Also helps with fatigue as we work through this series. We'll do one more like this and we're going to start to march these legs. So I'm going to press away. My right leg comes in tabletop. I curl up toward it. I set it down. I come back in. I press away, left tabletop curl, set it down, come in. We'll just switch through this for 6. Exhale as you curl. 5. And you can always come back to this marching variation as we begin to layer on. This is 3. Here's 2. We're going to stick with this marching, but we're going to start to add a dip of our toes after this one on the left. Perfect. So we're increasing our time under tension. We're going to raise that right leg. We're going to give that little crunch up. We're going to lower our chest as we lower the toe down, curl back up to it, set it down, go to the left. So curl toward the knee, dip and lower, curl, set it down. We'll just do 5 more each side. I feel like this heats up really quickly with the toe dip. 4. Again, if the toe dip is not feeling right for you, simply go back to the marching. Or again, take a break, reach your arms long and forward. Boop. There we go. Down, up, and the right, curl, toe dip, up, the left. We'll do 1 more each side, and then we're gonna add some rotation. Curl to the right, up, 1 to the left, and I'm just going to center. We're not rotating yet. All right, and spoiler alert, now we're gonna add rotation. So hands can either be long and forward. If so, I'd prefer one behind your head because we're gonna press away. We're gonna curl to the right, come back to center, dip the toes, curl to the right as you raise the knee, and then come back, return. So we press, we curl to the left, dip those toes, curl again, and return. We'll just do 5 more each side. That ends up being plenty in my experience. Just make sure you're exhaling as you curl. And as you dip that toe, you do return to center. So curl to the right, center dip, curl to the right, return. That's 4. Curl to the left, center dip, curl to the left. Woo. 3. I'm inhaling as I dip that toe, exhaling every time I curl. 2. Left, dip, left, down. 1 thing. Gosh. Oof. And left, twist, dip, twist, down. You can set your feet on the platform. Take an extension over your ball. Sorry if you hear my dogs going nuts. Nobody really knows what happens in the mind of Chihuahuas. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reposition that ball. We're not quite finished just yet. Almost there, though. We're going to do a little more for our obliques as if we hadn't done enough. I'm going to walk my left foot right into the center of the foot bar. I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left ankle. I'm going to grab on to my left wrist with my right hand And I'm just gonna find a little twist to the right. So my right hand is pulling my left hand. We'll go for 8, 7. It's a small little rotation just through those ribs, just through the torso. Give me 3, 2, 1. Uncross those feet before we go to the other side. I want you to go ahead and find a curl up, make a diamond shape with your hands, bring it toward your face, press it away. Toward your face, we'll just do 6. 5, good. 4, 3, keep those shoulders out of your ears, keep those ribs drawing into your midline. 1, if you need a break, take it. Otherwise, cross that left ankle over your right, grab onto that right wrist with your left hand, pull to the left, back to center. It's the smallest little twist. It's these smaller micro movements in Pilates that make it so effective versus some of these bigger, I'm taking my elbow to my knee in a twist. It's like just rotate through your ribs, nip to hip or armpit to knee. Let's just do 3, 2, 1. All right, done. Take an extension over that ball. And then when you're ready, we're gonna roll on up. Now you can use the ball in the headrest. We're gonna do some side lying glutes, or if you do prefer a yoga block and you have access to it, you can choose that. I'm just gonna use my yoga block, but the ball is absolutely available to do that, and I see a lot of folks do that. I'm gonna stay on a red spring. I recommend you do the same. We're actually gonna be putting the strap up over our knee, around our thigh. I like to go short loop for this just because it feels better in my body, but long loop is very standard to do this as well. Let's start by finding our good side lying position. So I want you to think my shoulders are stacked, my collarbone is open, and my hips are stacked. You can always check kind of the back of your pelvis to make sure that it's in one vertical line. Like if I stuck a skewer through it, it would go straight through to the other side. So from here, we're just going to start with a 2-inch stamp down toward the foot bar and resist up. 2 inches down, 2 inches up. And you want to make sure this bottom oblique is engaged. So you may or may not have actual physical space, but regardless, you know that you're stacked when you feel this working here. It's working to support you, to help keep you in alignment. Good. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2. Make sure your shin is parallel to your reformer frame. Now pause here at 90 degrees. The carriage isn't going to move. I'm just going to open out for my fire hydrant and bring it back to hip height. I open out. Good. We'll do 8, 7. Keep sticking that butt out behind you. Don't tuck that pelvis. You almost do want to think, you have a slight arch in your back when you're doing side lying legs, but at the same time, you're not flaring open through your rib cage. So keep your core connected, but you're long through your abdominals when we're doing side lying glute work. Good. Now hold it here. We're going to circle through that knee, go up and around. The focus is on that up, out, and around. Good. It's definitely my favorite way to work my glutes. I've talked about this before on the channel, but it's a classic. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. We go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, just use your breath here, focus. 4, 3, I'm going to ask you to hold it in 2. 1, hold it here. I just want you to extend that leg straight, bend your knee. Extend straight, bend your knee. Good. So the carriage again really isn't moving here. We're just working that hamstring in this isometric movement as we bend and extend at the knee. Good. Again, check in with that pelvis. Make sure you're sticking that butt out behind you. Now pause here. Keep that leg extended. Turn it down so that you're in internal rotation and you just go up and down, up and down. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Take a moment. We're going to set up for our clam. So this is your rest. I want you to elevate your heels, keep them bolted together. You can open up the angle of your hips just slightly, and then you start to open up for that clamshell and lower back down. You open, and you need to think about pressing this top hip forward in opposition and sticking your butt out behind you as you open for this clam. And that's what really gets it in that pure form, is kind of that lower outside area of your glute. Good. We only have one more change after this. I know you guys have this. You're so strong. Let's go for 4. 4, 3. You lower those heels in 2. In 1. Lower the heels. We're just going to go knee, toe, knee, toe. Try to really exaggerate this motion. This is where we finish. Good. Yes. Let's go for 5. Internal to external rotation. 3, 2, 1. Good. Give that glute a little tap. Carefully press yourself up using your shoulder block. And before we go to the other side, because it's so easy, you can grab onto your rope and move your ball or your yoga block out of the way for a moment. Actually, if you have your ball, go ahead and grab it. We're gonna come into some thighs and straps ab work. Single strap, we're gonna place the ball between our ankles. And from here, I just want you to let your head be really heavy in your hands. I like long thumbs tractioning down the back of the neck. Close down through your rib cage. Draw your abs down into the mat. We're just gonna go out a couple inches, pull it in, out and in. We won't be here for long. I know it's a lot of abs. Good. I just love this way to target really into those low abs. We were focused mostly on getting into those upper rectus abdominals. Doing it from this direction really allows us to hit those deep transverse abdominals. And again, those obliques. Good. We'll just do 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause here. Extend your legs up. Lower them to 45. Pull it in. Up. Pull it in. Good. We'll just do 2 more this direction and then we'll reverse it. Good. So go out, straight up, bend, up. 1 more. Good. Take a moment, grab onto the top of your shins. We're just going to do one other quick thing here. We're going to twist with that ball. It's on your right elbow against your left knee, and you're just going to move that right leg in and out, in and out. Good. We'll just do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it in, extend that leg up to the ceiling. Final thing, we're just going to circle that thigh. And you just do 4 each direction. So 1 more this way, then pause it, and go the other way for 4. Here's 2 and 1. Okay, rock on up, you guys. Carefully get that strap off of the thigh, hang it up. We'll go straight into our other side of sideline glutes. So if you're using your ball, use your ball. Otherwise, you can kind of just position it right below the foot bar. I'm going to use a yoga block. I'm going to grab my rope, get my desired strap right above my knee. I'm going to lift my leg to hip height. I'm going to press my hip away from my ribs to find that good sense of stacked space and engagement. And then I just start with that 2-inch stamp down and back into 90. It's really controlled. It's a small little stamp towards the foot bar. Good. And for this workout, we're just doing 10 of each variation. If you're going at your own pace or you need to pause it for any reason, I feel like 10 to 15 is like a good sweet spot for this. Good. We bend in, find that hold, engage that hamstring, open for your fire hydrant, and really try to keep that 90-degree bend at your knee. I like to think that shin just being parallel to the reformer frame is a great visual marker. Good. Let's go for 5, 4, squeeze, 2, 1, pause. We're going to find those circles and the focus is on that up and around, down, up and around. Really squeeze the outside of that hip and glute. Let's do 5 more this direction and then we'll reverse it because you know you have to. It's always that reverse direction where it gets extra spicy. Good, we'll go for 10, 9, circle, 8, 7. Make sure you're breathing. I like to close down and really like sink into my body when I'm feeling the glutes heating up so that I can keep going. Now pause here. You're back at 90. Check in. Make sure you're nice and stacked. You're going to extend that leg straight and just bend at the knee. Just isometrically working that hamstring. The carriage really is not moving here. Exhale, kick forward. Inhale, bend. Give it one more kick. And then internally rotate. Make sure that femur is rotating in that hip socket and we just go up and down. Again, the carriage really isn't moving or minimally moving. Good. 5, 4. My leg is shaking. 2, 1. Perfect. This is where you get a quick rest as you position into your clam. Slightly open up that angle of your knee to your hip and we bolt our heels together. They're lifted. We press up for our clam, squeeze your glute and lower. Good. I really try to think I give that extra little squeeze at the top to activate that glute muscle, that piriformis muscle. Really use that mind-body connection here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, take a moment, tap it out. All right, we're going to do that knee to toe. So we go knee, toe, knee, toe. Good. 8, 7. Really exaggerate it. Go internal to external. Use your breath. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Ah. All right, give it a tap, give it a pause if you need to. If you were using a yoga block, you can ditch it. We grab that ball, we carefully spin ourselves around. You certainly don't have to do it this way, it just feels more efficient for me. And the ball goes between our ankles. Get yourself set up. You can grab for the back of your thighs, or you can grab for the back of your shoulder blocks to help you. At any point, your hands don't have to be behind your head. We're just going to go out and in. Using that breath. You don't even have to drift very far out because the work really is on the end, but the further out you drift those legs, the more challenging it's going to feel. We're going to start to find those locomotions in 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to go up, down, pull in, straighten up, go down, pull in. Just 2 more this direction, and then we'll reverse. Again, you can always reach for the shoulder blocks or the back of your thighs if head and neck is an issue. Perfect. Grab that ball. I'm going to now bring my left elbow to that right knee and just do pulls in and out for 6, 5, 4, 3. We just have those circles in 2. 1, extend that leg up to the ceiling 4 times. Circle one way. This is so hard. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Okay, let's rock ourselves up. Let's rock ourselves up. We just have one more quick series, some upper body and an additional balance challenge. And then you are all finished. So this is one of my favorite ways to actually work through my quads, and you get some upper body, and hey, we're staying on a red. So easy, right? We've like not really changed our spring the entire time. So I'm going to start by bringing my left foot into the headrest, and you can have the side of your left ankle against the shoulder block to help you stabilize. You're going to carefully place that ball underneath your knee and shin on your right side. You're going to grab both of your straps. We'll just do 8 of each variation. We're going to press back for chest expansion. For 7, 6, immediately you should feel that quad probably lighting up on that right side as you're trying to stabilize. I want you to think, keep your abs scooping up towards your heart, lift from your pelvic floor. That sensation of like holding your pee in, it will actually help take a little bit of the burden out of that quad, and then squeeze your butt. Keep those ribs connected. Perfect. Now pause here. We go bicep curl for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one last thing. 1. Bring your elbows in by your sides, forward pitch, long line from the crown of your head through your tailbone. Press back for your triceps. Keep those elbows in by your sides. Keep your abs scooping up and your ribs knitting into the midline. We just have 5, 4, 3, quads on fire, 2, 1. Woo. Oh man, okay. Before we get to the other side, because I'm not that cruel, set that ball just kind of like under your butt. It should feel like nice relief for those thighs. And we're gonna take the long loops up over our elbows, bring our hands behind our head. And I just want you to find a slight bit of thoracic extension here. You can inhale, it should feel really nice on that spine. Exhale, round your back like a cat. Inhale, just like a seated cat-cow with a little bit of traction. You can do this a couple more times. Inhale. Good. All right, don't lose those straps. You can hang them up if you need to. Otherwise, just transfer them into that right hand. Place your right foot in the headrest. Lift that left knee. Get that ball set up. Great thing is, you know the arm movements. I'm grabbing into my short loops. You can always choke up if you want to. Roll those shoulders down and back. Open collarbone. We go back for 8, 7, fresh quad. 6, 5, keep engaging those abs. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go into the triceps now and then come back to our biceps. Just mixing it up a little bit. 3. Keep those elbows in by your sides. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back upright. High elbow bicep curl. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5. Final 4. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. Lift that pelvic floor. 1, and done. Set your hands down. Take a moment here. We're going to set our ball off to the side. We'll do one final thing. Our hands are going to come to the platform. We're going to tuck our toes under. We're just going to find a little bit of a knee hover to start. And then we'll press away and bend in. Press away, bend in, lengthening through our spine. Scooping our abs. Moving those legs. Anything feels better than balancing on that ball. Let's just do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend in. Now I want you to bring your hands onto your foot bar and carefully stand up on your reformer. I'm kind of like right in the middle of my carriage. Feet are hip distance away. Make sure your foot bar is nice and locked in. And just pull back on that and stretch out those hamstrings. Try to keep your back as flat as possible. You can pedal through your knees. This always feels really nice. Those legs a good stretch. And then I'm going to carefully come down, straddle my reformer. This is where we're finishing, just with a quick cool down. I know I've been guilty of not including many cool downs in my videos to keep them shorter for you guys. I'm going to bring my right hand over to the left corner of my foot bar. My left hand's going to go up, and I'm just going to find this nice oppositional side stretch. I'm going to breathe into these ribs, stretch out those obliques. They worked so hard today. And then I'm going to restack. You can do that a few times, and when you're ready, I'm going to find a gentle twist, bringing this outside hand to the shoulder block or whatever is available to you in your body. You don't want to force anything. I'm going to untwist. So now I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm going to bring this left hand to the right corner of my foot bar. I'm just going to bend side over. Make sure your arm is rotated ahead of your nose. It's better for your shoulder. And breathe into those ribs. Try to keep both of your hips really anchored down. And you can restack. You can do that again, or when you're ready, you twist. You find a shoulder block or whatever is available in your body, and just find that gentle twist of your torso. Again, breathing. Good. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love if you could comment, let me know what you'd like to see more of. And again, thanks for moving your body with me today.